Set up entire projects just by asking, with AI agents that generate workflows, do research, and even complete tasks for you, not to mention real-time collaboration, video calling, and a heap of other amenities. Become the most efficient person on your team, even if it's just you.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How's everybody out there? Welcome to another live stream with Heidi and Narek. Today's going to be pretty fun. We have some product updates to go through. I'm going to be more behind the scenes today, and Narek's going to run the show and walk us through how some of these product updates are going to look. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. So if you are in the chat, please feel free to drop things in there. We're gonna save the Q&A until the end today, just to keep things nice and tidy, but we are watching it. So yeah. How's it going with you, Narek?
Good. I think this is probably one of my favorite feature updates, actually.
Oh,
So yeah, I think it'll kind of bring up some interesting use cases and actually ease up some of the not UX issues, but like it will make the UX a lot easier and simpler for people to get started too. So
okay, got it. Super awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's been going on behind the scenes. And yeah, I guess I'll pretty much let you take it away whenever you're ready.
yeah, do we want to wait a little bit more until everyone kind of joins, and then after it's all kind of ready, if you want?
No, I think we should probably just get going because I mean,
Okay.
we don't want to have dead air. I don't know what we're gonna do in between
Yeah.
then. So yeah, we'll just get it going, and 10 people are watching, so that's enough for me. We can get it started.
Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen right now. Everyone can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so the first update that we're going to go into is you can now add projects into your agent's knowledge directly from your projects. So if I have a brand identity, for example, I can just click on it. And then from here, I can choose add to agent knowledge from the three dots at the drop down up there. And then I can add it to my agent's knowledge over here. So this makes it super quick and easy for you to actually add and train your agents onto your project knowledge. So use case, you're working with a client in a project and now it's ready to go. You want to feed this information to your agent. You can just quickly click on this and then add to agent knowledge. So that's the first use case. Just a quick quality of life update right there. And then the other thing that we've also added is if you go into any of your projects, you'll now see which automations are actually running on your project. So you can see over here, I have my social media scheduler, and you can see all of these automations are running at the same time on it. And if I click on any one of these, it'll take me directly to it so I can see what's going on. And then the other cool thing, and I'm just going to hop into this one because we're already in a good spot for it. You can actually now create automations with AI. So if I do generate with AI, I can tell it when a task is due, post it onto LinkedIn. And what this is going to do is it's just going to generate it with AI. You can see the steps. Step 1, step 2, create automation. And now all I have to do is just configure this. And then I can add any of the details that I want into this post and fill in the required fields, turn it on and activate it. Now, the other thing that we've added is we've actually added the option for you to post onto LinkedIn as well. And you can now post to Twitter and create threads. So if I create a post over here, I can also create a reply, which essentially creates a Twitter thread. And you can do multiple replies at the same time. I'm just going to type create reply. And then over here, you would just have to pass the post ID, which you would get from over here, and pass it on to this as well. And yeah, Those are the main quality of life updates and recent product updates as well. Now, the other cool thing about generating with AI is that you can actually have it create contact forms for you as well. So I can say create a contact form and send me an email with every submission. You'll see automation preview, step 1, contact form, step 2, send email with contact form submission. If I press create automation, over here you'll see the form actually has the fields as well. So if you want to change any of these, add any descriptions or anything like that, you can configure that. And then all I would have to do is, again, connect my account over here and then add the information that I want, and it will be able to actually send it to me. So their message, I can send it to me, and then I can put whatever their name is as well. And I can even just put it to myself directly. Now you have your, let's save changes over here. Now you have your contact form. You can share this, publish it, and you're ready to go. And that's pretty much the quick overview. The other thing that we're working on, and I'll just kind of give you a sneak peek on this. The other thing that we're working on is that with AI agents, whenever they're running in your automation, one of the things that you'll be able to do is you'll be able to actually not only ask it information, but you'll be able to have it respond with structured outputs. So for example, if I want, delete this, if I want for a form submission to send an email to an agent, to a customer or a lead, then what I'll be able to do is not only ask AI to draft up that email, but it will be able to also draft up the components of the email too. So if I wanted to draft up a subject, it will provide me with a subject, which then I can use in other automation steps as well. And then the last and final part is that we can actually, this is a big one too, add YouTube video knowledge to my agent's knowledge. So this one will actually, you can now add knowledge to your agents through an automation. So over here, I have a YouTube video. Oops. I have a YouTube channel. I can choose an agent, and I can add the URL from the YouTube URL over here. Oops, also misclick right there. Let me run through that one more time. So essentially what I can do is, let's say you want to follow a channel, or you have an agent that is mimicking a certain channel, you can have their knowledge added automatically into your agent's knowledge as well. And this opens up a lot of different opportunities. So for example, you want to follow Taskade's newest product updates and add it to product development agent. And this is just going to be a YouTube URL. Now, if I save it, every new YouTube video that comes from this is going to be added to my agent's knowledge. Now, some other use cases for this is if you have a webhook. If you have a webhook and let's say you're on a sales call and you have a transcription service, what you can do is you can actually pass parameters such as like meeting transcription. And we'll even do like meeting summary. And then you can add that information to your agent as well. So it's added to a Taskade project, then you can add it to this and that'll add it to your agent knowledge as well. And that's pretty much all we have for the product updates.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. Corey wants us to sing. So, if you got any songs, Narek, feel free.
Not the best singer.
Just belt them out. No? Okay. All right. Well, yeah, those are the updates that we have. So thank you for rolling through those. And let's see here. What else do you want to talk about?
Honestly, we could just do Q&A, but also we can just kind of dive a little bit more into some of these automation things. I think this is like a series of steps into improving Taskade's UX for sure. One of the cool parts about it is that before you would have to choose all your triggers and you don't really know exactly what's available too. So if you're just starting with automations, you're not exactly sure what you can and can't do. That's how I felt when I was first diving into automations. So now whenever you're creating with AI, you can just write a prompt of what you're looking for, and it will at least give you a starting point for you to actually dive a little bit deeper and just configure some of the fields and get it up and running real quick.
Yeah, 100%. I like the YouTube one. What if you added like a billion YouTube videos? Like, is there any limit?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a context window limit. So this is actually what I'll do is I'll share my screen over here too, and I'll kind of run through another. This is where filters might come in handy. Essentially, one of the things that you can do, so I'm going to create with AI over here as well. Add a new YouTube video to my agent's knowledge. So I'm going to create this over here. One of the things that you can do is you can actually filter the data. So let's say you want to actually, well, let's do this. Let's transcribe the YouTube video. So if I transcribe it over here, and then I can say Ask AI, I can have it filter for YouTube videos with only specific keywords. So if I only wanted to check to see if the YouTube video has any of the following themes. If it does, reply with yes. If it does not, reply with no. And this is kind of the workaround that we had for it. In next week's update, we'll actually have structured output. So you'll be able to have your agent define specific values. So instead of me adding this prompt, it'll actually just say yes, or it'll reply with no. And from here, you would just add your YouTube content. And then you would list your keywords over here, right? So like AI, Taskade, and like whatever keywords you want over here. And then I'll say only continue if it's exactly matches yes. And then from here, if it does, then what I want you to do is add it to my brand strategist as a YouTube link.
Okay.
And if I save changes and run this automation, this will now run only whenever those certain keywords are within that YouTube video as well. So this is like a really cool way for you to automatically add knowledge to your agent without you having to actually go in and intervene and make sure it's formatted and everything like that. It removes a lot of steps.
Okay, awesome. I love that. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna just open up Q&A. If you have any questions about anything Taskade, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'm happy to answer and share our screen and show you anything or walk you through stuff. So feel free to drop them in. We do have one question here. How to record the conversation of shared agent with users.
So are you saying essentially you've shared a conversation and you want to see what they had a conversation about with the public agent? Because if that's the case, I believe we're already working on something like this. So the idea is that you'll be able to actually, when you're publicly sharing an agent, you'll see a tab that says something like inbox or conversations. And then inbox will be the public ones that you have seen, and those will be read-only for now. But the idea is that eventually you'll be able to use those into automations as well. So one use case is people will be able to actually see what your users are requesting. So let's say you have an agent that's frontlining customer support, you'll be able to see what people are asking about or what issues they're running into. And then from there, you can use that to improve your offerings or improve your documentation or other use cases as well.
Yeah, so thanks for the question. If that answers it, good. Let us know if not.
Yeah. Let's see. I think my mic was not that great in the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I can actually hear a ton of background noise. I typically can't.
yeah, I realized my input was on the wrong thing. So I was probably definitely harming some of our users' hearing for sure.
Yeah, I can still, it's still a lot more clicky than you usually are. So I'm not sure what's going on. I can hear every single click that you
Let me
make.
check my settings. Everything should be okay now. I am clicking pretty hard though.
Yeah, I can hear like every movement. Like,
My bad.
yeah, maybe, I don't know. I asked Nark to turn his mic up, so maybe he turned it up too high. I'm not sure.
Could be. Sorry, guys.
So yeah, well, we'll figure that out. Okay, well, you're welcome. Sounds like we answered your question, Axia. So cool. If you guys have any other questions, do let us know while we're here. We're here live to help. So drop them in the chat. Anything that you have at all, happy to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to run through anything else?
Yeah, I think I'll just run through a quick use case
Yeah.
for scheduling content. So what I'll do is let me share my screen. Yeah, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to run through the whole, what's it called? Social media scheduling aspect. So if I have my social media scheduler over here, this is from last time's live. If you haven't checked that out, definitely check it out. But I have my scheduler over here. And what I can do is I can now go to automations, and I'm going to add automation. I'm going to generate with AI. I'm going to say create an automation that posts to LinkedIn and Twitter. Well, actually, X, formerly known as Twitter. Whenever a task is due. And now we have our automation over here. I'm going to do create. I'm going to go to task due, and I'm just going to put it on the social media scheduler over here. I'm going to make sure it's on scheduled. And then at the same time, I'm also just going to update the status of this as well, right? So we're going to go to project, social media scheduler, and then it'll be the task ID from the top. For status, we're going to update it to posted. And over here, what we're going to do, I would connect my LinkedIn, and we're going to do the task content. We'll do public or connections only, whichever one you choose. And these are optional things. So if you want to add any URL or title or any description as well, you can do that there. And then for Twitter, we're just going to do the same thing over here, task content. If I do save changes, you just have to connect your accounts. And then now, whenever if I turn this on, yeah, it's not going to let me because I haven't connected my LinkedIn and Twitter over here. But essentially, whenever a task is due and it's in the schedule block, I'll be able to post it to LinkedIn and Twitter as well. And we can update the custom field so it's labeled as posted. And that's just a quick run through of how to actually use these schedulers. So now you can have scheduling within Taskade, and you don't have to worry about any of going to a separate app and dealing with all the clicks over there and all that stuff. You just do it from one place, you set it up once, and you call it a day. And yeah.
Right on. Thank you, Narek.
Of course.
I know I can still hear like everything. Like I can hear you move your chair and like I can hear you going like this with your mouse, like just like it going back and forth.
I don't know why it's so bad today.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun clipping these. I'm gonna be
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
be like, all right, maybe see if I can edit the sound in the back end. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. All right, guys. Do you have any more questions? Please feel free to throw them in the chat. Literally anything you want to know about Taskade at all. We're here, available to answer those questions for you. Anything at all, feature requests, whatever. Any questions you have for us at all, let us know in the chat.
But yeah. Anyway, in the meantime, how's your day been? Can you do an automation where your task is picked in a sorted list and then pick one from another list? It's picked in a sorted list and then pick one from another list. I'm curious. Could you expand on that? I definitely want to help you, but I kind of want to know what you're trying to do. And then from there, once I kind of know what outcome you're looking for, it's much easier for me to build backwards from there.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get an answer there. Grant has a question. What would be the best way to connect to a knowledge source like Pinecone Assistant? I have tried going through Slack. It takes a while to get a response versus going through Telegram.
Does Pinecone Assistant have an API? Because if it has an API, then what you can do is you can actually send an HTTP request within your automation. And you can essentially build custom agent triggers from that. So one use case would be, let me share my screen again. Okay, so one thing that you can do is you can actually build custom tools for your agents. So if I have an AI agent over here, I'm actually just going to choose one of these agent over here. You can have tools over here, and tools essentially give your agent the ability to interact with other apps as well within your chat. So one thing that you can do is you can actually create a custom tool over here. And they're referred to as agent triggers, but essentially you define the parameters. So you can think of these as like the trigger words. So these are the data points that the AI is going to extract from your prompts or messages with the agent. And then, so I could say something like name, email, company website. So if I gave it this information, it would be able to actually extract that information and run a process or automation in the background. So it can update custom fields, it can assign tasks, it can do a whole bunch of different things. In his case, what I would do is I would actually do send HTTP requests. And this would work with Pinecone Assistant as well if they have an open API. So then you can use these parameters over here. So name and whatever else parameters you might want to use. So you could build out really complicated processes for your agents to run through as well.
All right. So Corey gave us a little more info. He said prioritize tasks for the previous question, which was
list and then pick one from another list. I think it's probably not to the level that he wants it to be, if I'm being honest. So do me a favor, Corey. If you can go on taskade.com/feedback and leave us a feature request, kind of detailing your process and what you're trying to do with it. From there, we can definitely start tailoring and catering more to that use case as well.
Yep, I'll just put that up for a second here. Okay. Any plans for notification integration with WhatsApp?
I mean, probably. Like, we're definitely open to adding more requests and for adding more apps as well. So it's definitely one of those things that like definitely make the feature request for it. I know a couple people have already requested for this as well. So adding that is just along our timeline and progression as well.
All right. Love from Zambia. Great that you guys have been pushing hard lately. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Appreciate
Love you
you.
guys too.
We love you too.
Yeah. And also, a few more people joined as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll just quickly summarize some of the other updates as well. I currently have it. Actually, I see one thing right here. Currently have it set up to get new message question asked on Slack channel, goes via HTTP to Pinecone returns info, answer is then posted back to Slack channel. Okay. I think one thing that you can probably do, Grant, is if you reach out to support@taskade.com, they'll be able to guide you a little bit more on setting up some of these automations as well. Because it sounds like your use case is a little bit more technical than I wish I could. But yeah, that would probably be a good one for Ryan to definitely help out with. Is my
Thanks,
mic
Ryan.
still odd?
It's still, yeah, it's like loud, but like I can hear just like your background.
Okay.
Your background stuff, a lot of clicking and moving around, but form with an upload file field is unable to create a task from the uploaded file.
Oh, I see what he's saying. In this case, what we have to do is we have to support for right now, it only supports text to be processed. It doesn't support for files to be attached to tasks as well. In his case, I think what he's trying to do is you have a form, you want to save the submissions to a project, you want to use that form as part of the project. The form itself, the file uploads, should be available in your media tab. So you can manually attach it after the fact, but it's definitely one of those things that we're going to be working on as well.
Okay. Okay. So maybe not quite, but almost. All right. Could you clarify the privilege roles and whether it's possible to create custom ones? We want our client to be able to upload files, but not download or delete them after they have been uploaded.
So we don't support custom roles right now. I think this is probably something that we would have to look into our permissions and how we have that set up more. The use case for this is essentially, is it within a project or you just need them to pass you files? Because those are two different workarounds for both those. Once I get a response for that.
All right. Is it possible for an agent to talk with a customer in website?
Yes, you can actually, well, talk if he's talking about voice and actually like calling and chatting, then no. But if it's actually sharing an AI agent and then publicly having them interact with it, then you can easily do that.
Okay. Yep, you can. You can totally embed your agents now. That's been up for about a month, I think. Or more than that. Projects. So he was talking about projects in the previous question.
Yeah, so in projects, I think the person that uploads it also has the ability to delete it. But this is an interesting use case. Make a feature request. We review these almost on daily. So definitely send it to taskade.com/feedback. And then from there, we'll be able to review it. And I'm assuming this is more for like branding and marketing use cases where a client essentially uploads their brand files or any assets that they have. And then from there, you kind of work with it and they don't really delete it.
Mm-hmm. How can I summarize a YouTube video on mobile?
We don't have that option yet on mobile. We are working to get parity between mobile and our desktop apps, but it's not 100% there yet. So we're looking into how we can bring parity between those two platforms for sure.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I think we covered all the questions. If you wanted to do anything else while we wait for some more people.
Let's see if I can fix my mic. It's a bit late for that now, but
I can just hear the like, I don't know. It sounds like this, just like.
Try my best, guys.
But
You don't have that $30,000 studio
yeah,
ready
no,
for us? No.
not yet. I'll get my loan out for it soon. But here's what I'll do. I'll just do a quick summary for people that joined us a little bit later. Just run through the same updates. Not a ton of them, but they were definitely very helpful and very useful. And then if anyone has any questions, that is there any exciting feature coming up? So I think Jay, you joined a little bit. Jay, you joined a little bit late, but I'll show you some of these exciting features. Share my screen. Okay, so again, just a quick summary of the updates right now. Basically, within projects, you can now add your projects to an agent's knowledge directly from the three-dot menu at the top. And then if I press add to agent knowledge, I can pass it over to any of my marketers or any of my agents over here. So this is quick and easy for you to actually add it to any agent. And then you can now see within your projects which automations are running on the project. And then if you want to edit any of them, just click on it and it will take you to that. And then now, since we're talking about automations, we recently released Twitter and LinkedIn automations as well. So you can now post to Twitter and LinkedIn. Twitter we actually released last week, but now you can do threads. So I can say create an automation and you can generate an automation with AI. So you can say create an automation to post onto LinkedIn and create a Twitter thread. I say Twitter, but it's X, whatever it is. Yeah, so you can have it from an RSS feed, goes into a LinkedIn post and a Twitter post as well. And you would connect your LinkedIn account over here. And since it's from an RSS feed, you can actually directly feed this into your agent's knowledge as well. So this is one of the other actions that we have now, is that you can actually directly add it to your agent's knowledge from here. And you can choose what kind of knowledge type it is. So website link, and then it could be the link to that feed as well. And now with this automation, you have a new blog post, you have a new, and you're following some of these AI content creators. You want to see what they're up to, what they're talking about. You can now have an RSS feed that feeds into LinkedIn, so auto blogging and posting on LinkedIn or posting on Twitter. And then you can also add that into your agent's knowledge. So now you have the most up-to-date information from your agent as well. So your agent can be a specialist in the industry and monitor multiple blogs at the same time and receive links and feedback from there. And you can just chat with it to get the latest updates. And that's pretty much it.
Sweet. From the Republic of Panama. Thank you so much. Great stuff. You're very welcome. Well, guys, yeah, we covered the new updates coming up. We did answer some questions. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to drop them. But mainly, this was a stream just devoted to updating you guys on the new stuff. And we're going to be making some clips so we can make it a bit more manageable and update you on everything. And the newsletter will come out soon. So do make sure that you're subscribed and you can keep up with all of our updates. Our blog is probably the best place to keep up. And I'll put that on the screen too if you want to bookmark this one. You can keep up with all our updates so you don't just see our other blog articles, which are great too. But this is where you can see just the updates.
Definitely check those out. But yeah, and if you have any questions or anything like that, definitely join our communities. So we're on Discord, Facebook, Reddit, I think Telegram. We have like so many different ones. So I have to manage them all. But yeah, we're pretty active there, and I'm posting use cases there as well, helping out as much as I can. So definitely join us, and that'll be throw the link in the chat right now.
We're here weekly. I think we've been doing this for a couple months. So at this exact time, 4 p.m.
Yeah, so we do this every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then this is the link to join our communities. Definitely join it. And you can actually follow whenever we're doing live streams by
Oh
going
yeah.
to taskade.com/events. And you'll be able to see our upcoming streams and
Yep.
join. And if anyone is actually interested in kind of showcasing their own use case, or they've built something that they want to share with the rest of the world, and they kind of want to talk more about it, we're definitely open to having our power users come on as well and showcase
Yeah.
what they've created with Taskade.
Absolutely. So let us know. You can either just email support if you want and just, go through that channel and Narek will see it, I'm sure. Or you can email us directly. You can email me, Heidi@taskade.com. I can help you set it up.
Yeah, we're here to help.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all for today's stream. It's more of a shorter stream. But yeah, let us know if there's anything that you guys would want to see. We're also open to that as well. So send it to support@taskade.com and we can definitely dive into some of these use cases as well.
Yeah, sounds good. You can also email social@taskade.com too, if that's easier for you. Whatever you'd like, and let us know any feedback on the streams, anything you want to see, anything you don't want to see, whatever. Just let us know. I'm happy to cover it. And all right, you're welcome. Thank you, Corey. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. And so I don't see any more questions in the chat. But yeah, we're here every Thursday at 4 p.m. So feel free to bring your questions next time. More than happy to cover them. And we'll see you next time.